want to draw or paint from life, but you don't know how to set up a still life. I'm Brianna, and I teach painting and drawing as a part-time professor at a local university. Welcome to day 2 of my 30 days of tips for artists and oil painters. And don't forget to like and subscribe so you can see more of my content in your feed. As an art professor, I'm setting up still lifes on a regular basis. They're one of my favorite things to do, and these are a few examples of some still lifes I've set up for my students. Of course, when you set up a still life at home, you don't need to do anything as extravagant. You can use some simple objects like an apple or some bottles. One of my favorite things to actually work from is a Windex bottle. In this video, I'm going to give you some ideas for maybe some objects that you might want to put in your still life, but also how can you set up those still lifes to make for an interesting composition. Let's get started. When I have my students set up their own still life, they always end up just putting things in a line. Let's fix this. Think about height and stacking. Books are great for this. Bottles are great because usually we have different sizes at home. And in general, think about having different objects with different shapes. And here I start stacking these objects to create an interesting composition. As I was placing these, I decided to shift my apple over so it wasn't in direct alignment with the cup. A little finessing so the box went over the edge. I also decided to add an extra bottle since it looked like it was missing something, and I shifted back to my little figurine. But why is this composition aesthetically pleasing? We have a foreground, the apple, a middle ground, the figurine in the little bottle, and a background, the green bottle. There's also spatial distance between these objects. None of these objects are directly in line with one another, making it much more visually interesting. Also, placing the box on top of the book at a different angle makes a more dynamic composition with more shapes, like those lovely triangles you see there. I hope my video helps give you guys some great ideas and things to think about when you're setting up a still life at home. Make sure to subscribe so you see some future videos where I actually draw some of the objects you see in this still life and I teach you step by step.